Good morning, dear students. I, Vidyasagar, welcome you all in the e-learning class of Modern International Studies. I am going to start subject history of standard 8, and this is second video lecture on my topic tribal dikus and the and a vision of golden age, chapter 4. Dear students, yesterday we have discussed that the Birsa Munda who have overcome as a god, and he was also helping the peoples. It means those among the tribal peoples, he was one of the famous person who considered as god. Now we will come to know about that how did the tribal groups lives. By the end of the 19th centuries, tribals, they were also participating in different type of works, and they were also doing the different type of activities, like some were the zoom cultivators. Dear students, zoom cultivating, it's a type of cultivation which you can say it is also known as the shifting cultivation. It means simply you can say the shifting cultivation. It means first they used to do the practice, the agricultural practice at a particular place, and they further, when the crop is observed, when the crop is harvested, then they ever used to move to the other places. This is particularly known as the shifting cultivation. So they were also started these type of cultivation. They done it on a small patches of land, mostly in the forest, because these, they were, as those the tribals peoples, they were basically surviving their life within the forest. So they started doing the cultivation within the forest, and in this process they ever used to cut the tree tops so that the sun rays, it should come on the ground, and they ever used to clear the ground, while the grasses and the bushes, they ever used to clear it, and further they burn it. It means they clear it and they further they burn it, so that the all the straw and other things should be burnt, and it should be clear for the croppings. And further they ever used to spread the ash from the firing. It means the while they observe the ash, while they used to burn those waste materials, it means the leaves, the straws, further they used to burn it, and those ash which used to remain, they used to spread it on the ground, so that it should work like the manures, and which also contain the potash. You know, the today's fertilizers, the potash is used, and it was to fertilizing the soil. They also use the, as we know that the iron tools, it was already discovered by the earlier peoples, so they were able to use the axe, and this was made up of iron, and cut the trees, and also scratch the soil in order to prepare it for cultivation. It means there were not the proper plowing machineries, so they they prepare the land, they tile the land for the cultivation with the axe, and further they also spread the seeds and scatter the seeds in the fields in order to plow the land and sow the seeds. This was the procedure, and when the once the crop was ready, the land was harvested. It means जब उनके अन्न की कटाई हो जाती थी, they used to move to the another field, and that field was lived for many years, and that field was known as fallow land, जिसको हम लोग प्रतिभूमि भी कहते हैं. प्रतिभूमि यानी कि खाली भूमि. Okay, shifting cultivators, they were basically found in the hilly and forested tracts of northeast of the central India. It means you will see that our northeast India, that is totally bounded by the forest as well as the mountainous areas, and in those mountainous areas we only find hardly that there will be the plain land, and some part of the plain land were found, and the lives of these tribal peoples depend on free movement within the forest and being able to use the land and forest growing their crops. It means they were moving from one place to another place, and they were just using the crops, and that the cultivation while they were moving from one place to another place, that's why this cultivation was famous as shifting cultivation. Now the other part which they were doing as hunter and gatherers, it means these were the basic things which was done by the tribal peoples as well as the early human beings. So the many of the tribal groups, they were also involving in the hunting animals and gathering the forest produce. They usually saw that forest is a essential for survival, or you can say they saw it as a resource which can feed up them and also help to live. As a Khond, one of the Khond tribal group which was from Odisha, they were living here. As I told you that Santhals, Oraon and Munda, they were particular tribal groups of Jharkhand. Like that, the Khonds which was found in Odisha, they basically went out in collective hunt. It means they work as a teamwork and further divided the meal among themselves. This shows that within unity, any of the animal could not harm them, as well as they could do some of the big hunt, and whenever the big hunt will be taken by them, they could divide it themselves. And they also collect the fruit as well as the root collected from the forest and cook food with the oil that was extracted from seeds of sal, the sal tree. I will which you will see sal and mahua, which is also the seeds. Its seeds are used for extracting the alcohol, as well as the sal, their trees, the seeds also used for the making oil. So these were the substances, and these were the basic things they have recognized, and they have find out that with these things we can survive our life. And also there were many subs and herbs for the medicinal plants. As we know that tulsi, sinkona, these are some of the medicinal subs and herbs through which we can cure it, any disease. Like, and also these products were also sold in the market. And the local weavers, it means those weavers who were also dependent on the forest resource, but these peoples, they could know that which was the resource was best and original. They were also dependent upon them, like for the leather and also for other products. So they also turned toward the Khonds, and in need they were also taking about kusum and the palash flower to their cloths and leathers. It means by their kusum they used to color it, and the flowers, palash flowers, which was also making for another byproducts. So these were the things. As today, in today's days, we can also consider that forests are the one and only thing through which nowadays man and each and everyone is dependent. Wherever we are doing the crops in our particular field, but we have to also dependent upon the forest also, because the large amount of the wood and other byproducts, these all come from the forest. So we should also have to being a conserver of the forest, as these tribal groups, these were also being conserving them. Okay, dear student, read the paragraph and keep watching. Thank you.